Welcome back. Welcome back with another one-on-one.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
the
sir.
second straight.
We here. Yes, second straight.
Bro, we gonna get consistent, man. You know what I mean? We already back in our rhythm. We feeling good.
Yes, sir.
The weather great. We gonna get into that. But overall, how you feeling right now?
Bro, the weather has been great. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, it's been
and that's
crazy.
making, I feel like, life better a little bit. You know,
Yes.
I don't know. The weather been on and off so much in Philly. It's probably where you are, too, if you're not in Philly, you know. It's just, sometimes we getting snow here, though. We getting rain here. Last week, I barely could breathe going outside. Like, it was so cold.
Yeah.
You feel me? But this week, it has eased up a little bit. You feel me? We in the 40s, 50s. You feel me? Sun out.
The sun blazing right now.
Sun out right now.
It's
I ain't gonna
February,
lie.
bro. Last week, bro. Going to school, 8 in the morning. The wind is blowing crazy as it's ever been. Under 20 degrees. It feels like I'm in Antarctica or something like that, bro. Like
No,
it was
actually,
bad, bro. It was
bad.
terrible. Like I'm triple layered, bro. Triple layered. It's February. And after this week, like yesterday, I was at Wawa getting some gas and I'm like, oh, it's a little hot right now. Like I checked my weather app. It said 54 degrees. I'm like, whoa, that's sweet. I mean, spring is like what 3-4 weeks away, but it's y'all can slow it down a little bit. Like I'm enjoying the good weather, but y'all can slow it down a little.
No, I'm just not falling for it. You feel me? I know we got 1 to 2 weeks of, you know, going back to some cold weather. You feel me? I don't think spring's gonna start just yet. You know, that groundhog kind of hold us.
Yeah.
You feel me? He said let it be 6 more weeks, but you feel me? I think probably around April we'll start to feel this kind of weather more consistently. Like March, I'm still really expecting any and everything.
I feel good. I feel good right now. I'm not going to take advantage of this weather, but like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if next week we go back to like 27 degrees and all that. But I feel like that's why I don't like the transition period, because I don't know what to expect on a daily basis.
Nah, actually,
It's terrible. We need to get back into a consistent flow.
like a consistent flow. All right, so since it's getting better outside, like, what's the first thing you plan on doing? Like, or you know, it's getting warm. Like, what you gonna do? Like,
I'm overall not like the first thing, but another thing I want to do this summer is enjoy the weather more, embrace it more. I want to start going to the beach a little bit. You know what I mean? Like enjoy the sun. But the first thing I'm gonna do when it get warm, go right to that Rita's. You know what I mean? Give me a water ice, embrace
reliable.
it, get some cool down my system while I'm in the heat. Or you can never take advantage of that. That's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. I can't wait.
Right. I know we talked about water ice. You feel me before, but what's the first one you going with? Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I've been heavy on the cotton candy wave lately.
Yeah.
See, me, I changed it up. I never had like a consistent favorite flavor. When I was younger, I was like a lot on the mango boat. You know, switch it up a little bit. The cotton candy, you can never go wrong with that.
cotton candy is elite.
I'm gonna lie, I want to start testing them gelatis out too, though. I don't really know too much about that.
I don't get too many gelatis, honestly.
Me neither, bro.
You feel me? I usually just get water ice or even ice cream before I even get a gelati. So
Ice cream be sending me to the restroom, bro. I can't do all that. But what's the first thing you doing when that sun starts blazing?
bro, I need some outside hoop runs. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro, yes.
I need some outside hoop runs, bro.
The whole time, bro, me and Kev was actually talking about like, yo, we need to get back on the court, bro. We need to get back on the court. It's been too long.
We're gonna set something up.
We need that, bro.
We're gonna talk after this. We're gonna talk after
this.
this. We could set that up easily. You
Sure.
feel me? That ain't not. But second question for the icebreaker for today: if you had 25 hours in a day instead of 24 hours,
Right.
how you think you would spend the extra time?
25 instead of 24. I mean,
Because that changes everything, kinda.
it does, but like, all right, so when is this extra hour being allocated? Like, if it's the 24-hour period from 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m., when is that extra hour being slotted in? At the end or
In the beginning.
in the beginning? So basically, like, extra hour, 12 a.m.
Yep.
So like, it's like one of those daylight saving nights where you get an extra hour of sleep.
Yep.
That might be it though, sleep.
Just sleep.
But let me tell you why though, because if I can use that extra hour sleeping, then I can technically get up another hour earlier, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Or is that just
Would it work like that?
I don't think I work like that. I think you would just be less tired.
Less tired, right?
Less tired, and you feel me? Probably more energized to do whatever you
Right. I
feel
mean,
me. But you think since it's in the beginning, like obviously, in the beginning kind of means the end. Like realistically,
It moves over together,
yeah. Like so, it's gonna be at night essentially.
right.
You don't think like maybe extra studies, extra.
I mean, if I'm gonna slide that
Is
through,
that the gym time that everybody be saying to me? Like, you feel
I
me?
would hope
Like,
so. I mean, I have been going to the gym a little bit lately.
no, not even just talking about you.
No,
but
I'm just saying, like, I would actually probably slot that, just make that my gym hour, so then I could use like everything I gotta do throughout the day. I don't lose time with that. So
feel me? That's a lot with that hour. Like,
what would you do?
someone right now, if you asked me like probably a few months ago, I probably would have said, yeah, I would use that for the gym. Over the past, feel me, month two, I've been working out more consistently, so I think that's like ingrained in my schedule.
Yeah.
I think I will find more time to edit and like do more content. Like, obviously, sounds good, but I think with an extra, hour or two, because obviously we still college students, still long days here. You feel me? But I don't know. I just feel like I would be more productive with the extra hour. Find something to do.
You got to. With it. I mean, I don't think you can't go wrong with the sleep though. But then again, like you said, it's not really much of a difference because you're just sleeping more, kind of.
Oh, the sleep will be perfect too. Like, trust me, I take sleep very seriously.
I mean, no, for sure, sleep is important.
You gotta make sure you definitely well rested. That's how you're gonna get the best out of yourself.
No,
I'm a
sure.
nap guy.
You
feel me? If I miss a few hours of sleep, like for whatever reason, I'm gonna make sure I go get that back. I'm gonna need that.
Go get that back? No, I understand that. I peeped that.
Yeah, for sure. But just to get into the slate a little bit, last night, Lakers versus Mavericks. Luka first game against his former team as a Laker. You feel me?
It was surreal watching that, bro. I'm like, bro, Luka Doncic is playing.
I'm still getting used
Mavericks.
to. I watched the whole game. I'm still getting used to gold on Luka.
It's a weird look.
I
don't like the gold on him though. I like the purple was crazy. The purple jersey.
Is crazy.
The gold is just weird.
You think it probably just look weird on? No offense, all white people though. Or
I don't know because Austin Reeves be rocking it.
You think
Austin Reeves looking crazy in
Dog
there.
Connect?
No, Austin Reeves not make the gold look crazy, but it's crazy because like they're really like a crazy backcourt. And honestly, can you make the argument that they're the best backcourt in the league?
I don't think there's definitely no better 1-2-3 combo with LeBron. I think
Luka
AR
is
AR a top, like in terms of third option. Where will he rank?
I mean, off the head, top three.
You got maybe J-Dub or Chet, whoever consider their
Boston. But then again, after Tatum and Brown, like
whoever you go there, you could go Drew, you could go Porzingis, Derek.
But I'm not gonna lie, Reed's got an argument against all those guys.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
But something I'm noticing is like teams aren't really that deep with firepower anymore. I mean, if the season would have started and Luka was on the Lakers, if we were still having the same argument, I probably would have said Maxey or PG. But you know how that's looking right now. So
right.
Overall, Austin Reeves, I think you got to pencil him at least a top 3 third option in the league. But nah, they hooping. But they haven't been perfect yet. But you can see that they're figuring out. The first game coming out the All-Star break against the Hornets, they were looking a little rusty.
Yeah.
But then when they went to Denver, Luka dropped like a 30 ball on them. They're figuring it out. And even last night was crazy because the way the game even started, like Luka and Kyrie were trading threes.
Yo.
Bro, me and Kev was watching that, bro. We jumped out the couch. It was just crazy, bro. It was just
Kyrie came out guns blazing. Like,
I love that energy. He had the new cut. He saw that no team. Yeah.
He said, okay, I got to show up today. And he did. You feel me? He shot a lot. You feel me? He was trying to get off yesterday.
For sure.
He the reason it stayed kind of close. You feel me? It was a one point where it looked like the Lakers was going to go up big. And, he
kept them in
kind of silenced the crowd.
But I kind of feel bad for him, though, in a certain sense. Because, like, what is he, like, pushing 32, 33 now? A lot more offensive load is on his plate now. And it's just like, I was watching the Mavericks last night. I mean, they do figure out a way to get their best because now that they're a team that they more so hang their hat on size and defense. But looking at the game, Kyrie after Kyrie, I mean, there was a lot of struggling to get the ball in the basket. I will say this though, shout out to Dante Exum.
Yeah.
He had an impact in that second half. He was hooping before he got hurt.
Yeah.
Spencer Dinwiddie, bro. I always say this. I think I said this on the panel before. Spencer Dinwiddie hits the craziest contested shots, but misses all of his open threes.
Yeah.
Like, it is insane. I mean, they definitely did have their moments of backing up Kyrie, getting their buckets too. Klay Thompson got hot in the third.
Shout out Clay.
He went crazy.
Shout out Clay.
Overall, I think the Mavs and the Lakers don't really have much of a center presence, but the Mavs not having like any real center bodies.
Yeah, I think that's really the biggest thing for them. Obviously, you're saying Kyrie. It looked like they didn't have their full team. I feel like that's why Kyrie kind of took over. Missing Gafford, Lively, and AD. That's big. If you add all three of them, I think that gives another dimension to the team down low. I feel like you said, Lakers are kind of cool with giving up certain shots to certain dudes and just basically living with the results. It's harder to do that when you have Anthony Davis on the floor. Like, when everybody's shot maybe not be falling, I could just dump it down to the post and get something easy.
Right.
You feel me? Lively and Gafford, what they represent is lob threats. So that's just easier buckets that they just didn't have. Like, guards trying to create. It's good when it's good, though. You feel me? If you're off, it's just gonna look like how it did.
But I'm not gonna lie, you're right though. Missing all three of those bigs is crazy, and I'm not gonna lie. Like, when we see the product of, hopefully AD can carry on what he was doing before he got hurt, because he was going crazy that one game with the Mavs. But we could see AD, Gafford, and Lively all back into the lineup. That's a scary team, and also Caleb Martin. That's a sneaky piece too in their rotation that you can never go wrong with in the playoffs.
Definitely never go wrong.
You know what I mean? So they're definitely a team that, like, defensively, that's a unit, bro. That's a unit for sure. Like you said, it definitely not having any of those bigs. It showed last night they didn't really have any size in the interior. That's why in the second half, LeBron kind of picked his things up. He was kind of on cruise control, trying to see if Luka was going to cook, but we saw that Jason Kidd was sending 2 or 3 at Luka in there every time. So
we're not allowing you to get off today.
It was a big assist game for Luka, big rebound game. Luka's just playing team ball overall. I will say the defense is still like a glaring weakness for Luka. I'm not gonna lie. The main thing is attack him. Attack Luka at all costs if you can. If you need a bucket.
That's okay though. You feel me? Honestly, because it could be to attack, but every team's, I think, option, if you watch them, like, all their offense is all just to get the best possible matchup.
Right.
So I think there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing new Luka hasn't, you feel me, seen before. He's been in the conference championships. He's been in the finals. So there's obviously ways teams could get around it. And I think that having LeBron, Vando, who's an energy guy, Finney Smith, love his energy, great defender.
And
Rui, like, they may not have that center, but they got these bigger, you feel me, small forward, power forward hybrids who can kind of do everything.
They play big.
And if you feisty, you feel me, you could get it done. You feel me? It's all about just battling down there for real. Like you said, it was a lucky matchup. You feel me? They didn't have 3 of their 7-footers, but I still think this can get it done.
They play big by committee. I mean, it's crazy because I was thinking about this last night, and it's kind of crazy how they did the DFS trade like a month before again, Luka, because that was a perfect. It seemed like they probably already knew the Luka trade was going to happen eventually, because having Finney Smith out there, like you said, Vanderbilt, he's had 3-point shots now.
Yeah, if he's hitting, that's over.
That threw me off, but they definitely have size to where they can play small but still hold down the paint. So it's gonna be good to see how they mesh. JJ Redick, he's been working nonstop to get that rotation getting kicked out, and not gonna lie, that team can really figure everything out this season. It's scary, bro. It's scary. The West is looking crazy right now, because just quickly, like, the Phoenix Suns, they aren't even in the play-in picture. Like, it's a lot of movement in those standings,
bro. The West is, it's always stacked pretty much every year, but honestly, from what I see, bro, I think this Lakers team going to the finals.
I saw you put that bet in, bro.
Did you
do that the day of the trade?
I did that, a few weeks ago, yeah. So I'm ready. You feel me? Obviously, I put the bet in, but on a serious note, like, I just think having LeBron and Luka, 2 players who are very similar, like, they control the flow of the game. They make every good pass. Like, every time you double, triple team Luka, someone's getting a wide open shot.
Yeah.
Like, so it's really just gonna come down with, if their 3 is falling, I don't think the Lakers can be beat. Because they're gonna get to the rack,
for sure.
Too. Like, there's actually no stopping LeBron and Luka trying to get to the rack as well.
I think also having Reeves is important too. You know what they low-key remind me of?
Who?
Like a supercharged version of those Brooklyn Nets. Those that big 3.
How it's supposed to look.
because you have some scoring, you have playmaking, you even have size rather, but you also have the role players that can play off that, that can do the dirty work. You know, between LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves, your scoring is pretty much good. Like you're not really worried about too much. And even they also have
for 55.
They also have Gabe Vincent coming off the bench. He's been kind of inconsistent, but when he's going, then that's also a big addition too. But man, they've been figuring it out defensively, like you said, like Dorian Finney-Smith attacking the boards, guarding the best opposing player. Also having Rory out there knocking his threes on the corner. Vandal playing big. They're gonna be, like you said, bro.
It's gonna be a tough out.
It's gonna be tough for sure.
Tough out.
Can't wait to see it.
To move on to the NFL a little bit, let's talk about your Eagles. You know,
bro, it's a lot of teams hating, bro.
A lot of teams hating. A lot of fans too. I'm seeing people agree with this.
The hater rate is out. The hater rate is out everywhere, bro. A lot of teams are not happy about the tush push, and we're seeing a lot of momentum of teams wanting to ban. Now, the team that filed a complaint or filed a ban proposal rather was the Green Bay Packers to ban the tush push. And honestly, my initial thoughts is just a lot of salt going around, bro.
Yeah,
like
that's the first thing. I gotta be.
It's crazy because last season, after we had our collapse, it was just no tush push talk, nothing like that. The year before that, when we went to the Super Bowl, there were conversations about that being a problem. Which, if there was any year you was going to ban it, just ban it that year, one and done year, have it like that. But to let us rock out for that for so long,
3
and
years.
It's a play that literally every NFL team can use. We're not colluding the game. We're not doing nothing that's. It's just a supercharged QB sneak, bro.
Yeah.
Basically, but teams can't stop it. And we've been, like you said, we've been doing this for 3 years. So at this point, if your defense is that crazy, then there should be a way to stop it, or at least combat it a little bit.
I agree. Like you said, the Packers obviously lost to the Eagles this year in the regular season and postseason, so I know they're feeling some type of way. I just think that, you know, if it's also a copy and paste league, you feel me? I don't know why teams don't implement it more themselves. Like, that's my whole thing. Obviously, we see teams like the Ravens with Mark Andrews, Josh Allen. They have different versions of their QB sneak, but y'all just need to start using the play more. And it's not like, you know, it'll be a one thing if the play got you a guaranteed 10 yards.
Yeah.
Like, it's also just a 1 or 2 play,
So
1 or 2 yards. Like, what are we really? Obviously, first downs and touchdowns are big, but like, y'all just let up 9 yards. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now you're in this situation. Like, don't give up 9 yards.
You put yourself in this situation.
Yeah, like, you feel what I'm saying? Don't let them get to 3rd and goal. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And if you find yourself in a 3rd and goal at the 1 yard line, maybe you should consider a touch push. That's all I really think.
I'm surprised. Like, there's been a lot of talk about it because if there was going to be more talk about it being banned, you would have thought that more teams were using it. Then it's like, oh, all 32 teams using it. Maybe we should just get rid of it. But it's just that one team that primarily uses it and has a great success rate with it too. So I think there's a lot of hating going on. I don't know if it's going to be banned. If it is, I think that's really crazy. I think that's crazy. Because after the year we won the Super Bowl, you're going to ban it. Bro, last year they were laughing at us. They were making jokes. They were making Jalen Hurts drew balls, TikToks and all that. But this year, like they just want to suppress us in any way they can. We're the best team in the league. They want to stop us. They want to break us down. It's cool, bro. And then other teams, like they asked Raheem Morris, the Falcons head coach, does he like it? He said he's not a fan of it, but it's like, bro, like, I don't know. You have a quarterback in Michael Penix that can do the same thing, QB sneak, use his legs. It's just a lot of hate going on, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Eagles got the talent. They got the people who's down to do it. Like, I've heard, who was it? It was somebody on Eagles offensive line. It was like, I mean, yeah, it hurts a little bit, but give a first down every time.
Yeah, it works.
Look, we can't really complain. I forgot who it was. So
it might have been Cam Jurgens.
Could have been. It could have been. But yeah, so basically, you know, they have also the players who put their bodies on the line as well. Obviously, it's not just the defensive players who possibly could get hurt. Offensive players could get hurt as well, and they seem to find ways to avoid those while also always getting a big play. So
it's crazy. If you had to make a prediction, does it get banned going into next season?
No,
I don't think so either.
It doesn't.
I don't think so.
Definitely doesn't. I'm pretty confident in that too. But speaking of another team that the Eagles beat in the playoffs, we're talking about the Rams now. They don't know what they want to do at quarterback situation right now. Looking for some trade options, looking for, you know, maybe who they made deal. You feel me? They're thinking about dealing Matt Stafford.
You know what's crazy? Like, I've been thinking about it. I do think they should move on from Matthew Stafford, but I think the timing is kind of like off a little bit. I think if there was going to be any time to move Matthew Stafford, should have considered that a couple years ago, a little closer to the Super Bowl win, just to kind of cut your losses, get more assets in. Because now, like, we're looking at it, who's really going to... I have a destination in mind I want to bring up to you in a couple minutes. Well,
Okay.
the market is not that crazy right now. It's not going to be that crazy for me.
But we gotta. I'm trying to keep this in mind though. Matthew Stafford, obviously older quarterback. That's why teams, whoever get him, probably isn't thinking about the next 10 to 15.
Right.
But bro, this dude is still a top 10 quarterback, and he is producing like. He may not have won a Super Bowl over the past 3 years, but he's still been one of the better quarterbacks. He's taken the Rams to the Super Bowl. The playoffs 3 out of 4 years. He's been there. Obviously won a Super Bowl. Like, he has a great rapport with Puka Nacua, who we know is elite.
Yeah.
Solid leader. Like, he's done a lot for the community. I wouldn't be mad if they kept him, honestly, because I think it would be a pretty good fit there. Like, but honestly, I think whatever quarterback Sean McVay is working with is gonna succeed. We've seen that with Jared Goff. You feel me? It's crazy that the Lions had both Stafford and Goff. Like Goff has, he had first year wasn't good. Yeah. Second year they almost make the playoffs, and then last year, obviously, you feel me? It was right there. Past 2 years it was right there, obviously. Yeah. So Goff's had a up and down journey in Detroit, so had Matthew Stafford, but they both went to a Super Bowl when they were with McVay.
For sure. Goff definitely with the Lions, actually, after the last playoff loss to the Commanders, it's not looking too good. But like you said, like the last 2 years, they've been in conversations to win some big games in the NFC and overall in the NFL. But overall, looking back on the Rams standpoint, I wouldn't be mad if they kept Matthew Stafford because, like, even as an Eagles fan, in that perspective, the closest we got to elimination was Matthew Stafford almost walking us down at the lane in the snow. He was getting it done. He still has a lot of juice in him. But, like, I think this is a move to where McVay and company are looking ahead, looking in the next few years with, we got to pay Puka Nacua top wide receiver money. It might be time to reset a lot of things around him. They already had extensive trade conversations to move Cooper Kupp over the last season. They didn't get a deal done. They thought it would be beneficial to keep him around for their playoff push. But I think they're just overall looking for a makeup in their offense. It's a different makeover after their Super Bowl core, and I don't hate it. I think I would like to see a younger, more mobile quarterback under McVay's system. I think that would be an interesting look. But if you're going to look to move Matthew Stafford, there is a team that I would really like for them to pursue him. That is the Las Vegas Raiders. I think they have a QB need. They have basically a new organization, a new front office, new coaching staff. They have some of the pieces to where they have assets to build an offense around Stafford. Yeah. And I think Stafford, you're already starting to build an offense around Matthew Stafford. Starting with Brock Bowers heading into next year is already a crazy start.
That's a good start.
Having the cap space they have, the draft capital they have, if everything goes their way, maybe drafting Genty in the first round would be crazy.
Get somebody offensive, yep.
So we're already talking about Matthew Stafford, Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty. The next thing you have to do in free agency is try your best to build an O-line with the cap space we have. If I'm them, I'm probably looking at Mekhi Becton from the Eagles. If you could give him a bag, maybe prime him away and hope that he can keep on his progression after he left the Jets last year, that's a good piece to have in their offensive line. But overall, I don't know. I think that would just be a great addition to that team. How do you feel about that?
I think that would be a great addition. I think Vegas is going to be coming up soon. I think, Tom Brady over there now, I think he's going to just make the whole organization.
That's a big influence too.
You feel them? Like, he's going to have his decision making there, and he knows ball, obviously. So I think whatever he's, going with, I'm going to trust in it. For sure.
I don't think every team that has a QB vacancy needs a young quarterback. And
I agree.
Obviously, this year is not how it was last year there were like at least 5 quarterback prospects in the first round. After Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, unless you're looking down and
everybody else is a toss-up.
Yeah, unless you're interested in Jalen Milroe, it's not that interesting. But like you said, like this year, we're going to get into it a little bit more. I think the veteran QB market is really going to dominate the offseason. There's going to be a lot of movement towards that. So I think, like you said, with Brady's influence, Brady should know that Stafford is one of those ones.
Yes, top 10 for sure.
I think start off with a leader like that because that's what the Raiders need is culture. Yeah. That's the first thing they need. My favorite Raiders team in recent memory was the Raiders team from a few years ago that snuck into the playoffs with Rich Bisaccia. when they had, that's the year before they traded for Devontae Adams, before everything went left. But when they had Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs snapping, Max Crosby still doing his thing, they had pieces and had a good team to get in there. And they didn't even need to get past the Chiefs and win the division. They snuck in through the wild card.
Right.
I'm not going to say they're going to combat the Chiefs because that's crazy this year. But, I mean, the AFC, you're already looking into the AFC West. Justin Herbert is going to be back next year 2 with Harbaugh. You got the Broncos, both Knicks, they're coming off a playoff appearance with Sean Payton.
It's going to be a strong division.
They're coming off a Super Bowl appearance.
Strong division.
You got to start off like with the quarterback that sets the tone. So,
I agree. And wherever he goes, I know he's going to make positive impact. I think like Stafford's always been a kind of quarterback I kind of like.
For sure.
Speaking of another older quarterback, the Falcons right now are hanging on to Kirk Cousins, even though they have announced Michael Penix will be their starter. I think right now they're just not trying to give away Kirk Cousins for nothing. They're trying to get something in return, and I guess we'll just see how this process goes. See if they actually end up keeping him, or can they get something of value, or will they just hang on to him? Will they just cut him? Like, it's a lot that could really go on right here.
I don't know if they find a trade. Bro, they gave him the bag last year, and they quit on him not even a full year into that deal. I mean, maybe like you said, like maybe you could wait things out. Maybe there's a quarterback injury within the season. That usually happens. Not wish injury on anybody, but that's usually the inevitable. If they can hope for a QB opening this summer or even into the season, that'll work out. But overall, it's just a bad position because why did you give him that money when you drafted Penix in the first round? Like, that's just. I mean,
things don't make sense.
And it's like there are a lot of QB vacancies. I found a team that I like Stafford in. I don't know if there's a team that I really like Kirk with right now. I mean, overall, if there's a team that I was thinking about, maybe Cleveland, but I think they're looking more towards the draft, that number 2 pick.
Probably.
Maybe.
Cleveland just need Cleveland.
Yeah. They need a full reset. I mean, Giants.
Trade there. If
it's not going to take much, I would do that.
I mean,
because I think the biggest thing is Falcons, like, you're tied up to all that dead cap.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's going to be the biggest thing. So, seeing what happens is definitely going to be interesting. I don't even know. Honestly.
But
they just shouldn't have did.
They should have did it, bro. They should have did it, bro.
That's the only thing you can really say, like, how you find yourself in this position when why would you draft Penix if you're going to pay Kirk? Like, I don't know.
And it's crazy because, like, the whole process, like, when they signed Kirk, okay, that's their guy. Drafting Penix, big head scratcher, but it was kind of similar to, like, a Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts situation where you have your guy. See, the Eagles signed Wentz the prior year.
Yeah.
So they were already convinced a year into the deal that, all right, this isn't our guy. You got the Jalen Hurts in the second round. Michael Penix was the top 10 pick. So
you got to go with your top 10 pick. Like, you knew he was going to come soon. So
and I like that decision, but Kirk is just a dark cloud hanging over the team right now. I mean, if they could find a trade in the offseason, that's the best case scenario. But push come to shove, sooner or later, Kirk Cousins might push them just for a release. Because if Kirk hits the free agency market again, obviously he won't get the deal that he just did last year, but there will be a lot more interest coming his way as a free agent rather than having to take on a lot of the salary that he has right now and give up picks. But it's an interesting situation. I think they kind of hamstrung their team because they had a good window going forward. They had a good window. I know they barely missed the playoffs last year, but going into next year, that was a team that I was looking at to maybe have some ground in the NFC South.
Yeah. They did it to themselves again. You feel me? Typical Falcons move.
It's literally crazy because, like, you just didn't have to do that. Like, you made it hard for yourself. You made it hard for yourself.
Really a head scratcher. You feel me? But to move on to another quarterback, how do we feel about Dak Prescott coming into this next season? And should the Cowboys look to draft a new quarterback?
Not in the first round.
I agree.
But a top 4 draft pick, definitely got to do it. I mean, you just signed him to 60 M's last year. I didn't like that move. I know we spoke about this last year around this time, talking about Dak. I think that was the window to find a trade for him and just look at it. The Cowboys, they need a reset, bro. Their current core right now, I don't see them making a playoff push. especially with the NFC East now. You have the Eagles and the Commanders. You can make the argument that the Commanders are a better team. Well, not an argument. They are a better team than the Cowboys right now. But overall, if there's any suitors, I'm definitely entertaining it. But at the same time, I don't see any suitors. What you think?
I mean, for Dak?
Yeah. At that price, I don't think so.
At that price, yeah. But, no, I think, the thing that's a little different from Dak with Kirk and Matt. Like, he's a little younger.
Yeah.
So if you do get him, okay, I'll always have him for another 5 to 10, you feel me? If, he's good enough, lives up to contract and things of that nature. I just think that Dak's still young enough to where he might be able to get some looks. At least I'm thinking about.
Actually?
Somebody might think about it.
There's a team I'm thinking.
Oh.
Team that they might have to give your guy the boot and get that guy in there.
Come on.
Steelers.
That would.
Because now, at least like you said, at least you have a guy that you can stamp him as your quarterback for a few years. It don't got to be a year in, year out thing where you're trying things out, they don't work out, and then you switch it up every year with Tomlin.
Mm-hmm.
You know one thing about Tomlin, he likes his continuity. So having a quarterback under, I think Dak would do great under Mike Tomlin. I'm not
I think that'd be a solid pairing.
Competitive division for sure with Lamar Jackson, the Bengals, and everyone, but that'll work out. Dak Prescott in Pittsburgh. But overall, the Cowboys, they're in a weird position now because you just hired a new head coach. So do you want him to go in with a rookie quarterback, or would you rather have him test things out with a known commodity? It's a big jump you had to take because now they're also looking to, or they're not actively looking, but they're engaging and testing the market for Micah Parsons amid his extension. So
yeah,
it's like
that's what I'm saying. Signing Dak to that big deal, that kind of messed him up for this year.
Yeah.
You feel me? For agency, you overpaid him for one, then you made sure to get his deal done before Micah's.
Crazy. Gave CD his bag. You justified for sure.
You can't be mad if Micah.
Send that trade request, and you can't get mad.
You can't be mad.
They're allocating a lot of money into their just a few positions, but the trenches by the year gets worse for the Cowboys. Not gonna lie.
It's a bad scenario right now for Cowboys, but I'm sure you Cowboys fans just y'all know the feeling.
They're gonna watch every year. They're gonna tap it every year. So
this ain't nothing new for them. Another. You think they make the playoffs? I mean, that's too early. That's too early.
No, no,
that's too early.
I'm stamping it. No,
that's too early. But let's talk about your Eagles again. They've been in talks.
Real NFC East.
Yes, they've been in talks, and the Commanders have been in talks about pulling off a Myles Garrett trade.
Sir.
I'm hearing that the Eagles won't allow Commanders to
get them.
Yeah, they're gonna throw whatever they can.
They're bullies, bro.
Hey, that's how you do it, though. That's how you win in this league.
They know that I think that report alone shows me that they value Myles Garrett high. That they won't let him. Every team does, but to a different standard. Because the Eagles, they value the trenches, they value the D line and the offensive line. Year in, year out, and to see a division rival that you just played in the NFC Championship, get him, they know that's a big addition. Yeah. But also tying back into our free agents, Milton Williams and Joshua are free agents, and they're both expected to leave and get a bigger deal somewhere else. So the D line, I wouldn't say it's thin, but it does get a little thinner. It does get a little thinner.
Get a new piece,
especially with BG retiring, most likely.
Yeah.
We definitely would like to get a difference maker in there. I will say though, the only thing that holds me back is the financial flexibility for next year, the year after this year coming up, and beyond, because you still kind of have to brace for Jalen Carter's extension whenever he gets his bid. You still have Jordan Davis. Not saying he's going to get a big deal. He hasn't been the craziest player in the first 4 years, but he's been trending in the right direction.
Pretty good.
You just got to be careful with what you give up, because honestly, face value, I don't know if I want to give up 2 first-round picks if that's where the market starts. I think that's where it starts, 2 first-round picks.
You wouldn't want to do that.
This year is 32, so that's essentially a second, but you never know about next year. I would
have to entertain that.
I would say maybe a 1 next year, then give them a second-round pick this year, like a 1 and a 2. But I can't give them 2 1s. Because you also have to give Myles Garrett that extension.
Yeah,
so that's a lot that's a lot tied financially. But like you said, like I think all bets kind of are off if the Commanders are on.
Yeah,
you
gotta get them. Like I'm sure Commanders still on that same deal. That's probably their first deal.
They got the flexibility. They got a lot of.
They do. But I think the Eagles, they have dudes that, like you said, are on 1-year deals or contracts are up. Unfortunately, is gonna leave the team
Probably.
And I'm pretty sure the Eagles are bracing for that. Like I know Howie has a plan. I'm sure he's already thought this through. I wonder who he brings out back, but
I will say though, it's definitely real. Like that interest is real.
Do they get Braun back? Do they get?
You have to bring Zach Bond back. That is, bro. Out of everyone this offseason, even the players that are still on contract, re-signing Zach Bond is the #1 priority, bro. If he walks out that door, then we're having a whole different discussion about that defense going into next year. And I don't want to sound too drastic because obviously we have other pieces to address, like a Darius Slay, James Bradbury. He's still looming with his deal. So there's other things to address, but like the linebacker position is just a whole different void.
Yeah.
Once Vaughn walks out that, well, hopefully he doesn't, but the possibility where he does, then the linebacker room just
he be sliding. He true to this. I ain't gonna lie.
The year he had was crazy. Like he should have won Defensive Player of the Year. I'm standing, man. Bro.
Nah, he was crazy.
He should have won.
He was crazy.
We're gonna see. If I had to make a prediction, I do think the Eagles make a big move for an edge rusher, but I don't know if it's Garrett. It could be. Okay. I think they address it one way or another, but I don't.
That makes sense.
Know if it's Garrett.
Most likely. Last thing we want to talk about the retirement of Deanna Taurasi.
Yes, sir.
You feel me?
20 years, bro.
20 years. A lot of people call her the GOAT. I just want to give a quick shout out to her. Her and everyone who came up during her era. They didn't get all this light that this new era is receiving. So we definitely got to make sure we're talking about them. We keep the light on them. We remember their name, the legacies.
For sure.
Because these, I don't think Diana specifically, but some of the players in her era is gonna get forgotten about, won't get talked about. But I just want everyone to know, like, she really was a bucket. And everyone who's just started watching, like, they seen her last 2 years, you feel me?
Right.
She hasn't been her best for obvious reasons, year 18, 19, 20. In her prime, she was that. It's the reason she's the all-time scorer, you feel me? And it's the reason she has 3 championships. She's, has the most gold medals of all time. She's had an illustrious career.
No, for sure. But I don't think those names will be forgotten. I don't want to say underappreciated because, like you said, like players like Diana Taurasi, Candace Parker, even Sue Bird, like they put in real work in the league. They put in real work. They had great peaks. And like you said, they were like hooping in the league when the WNBA didn't have as much notoriety that it does now. Like especially with this new social media era,
right.
The personalities that are coming into this league, there's definitely a lot more eyes on it. But like they kept that league alive in those years where it wasn't as much talk around it. Like even as recent as like 5 years ago, like they was hooping, bro. They was definitely hooping. But no, definitely all love to Diana Taurasi. That was a great career. 20 years in. I will say though, Troy, you finally got your gift. You can finally stop complaining. These old players are getting out the league, so now you can enjoy it. You can enjoy it now. Yeah, because that's something that he was nagging us about on the panel all this time, bro.
I agree. And it's nice to see the young players definitely starting to do their thing.
They carrying the torch.
I just need to see the expansion of the WNBA soon, because a lot of times, or this is gonna maybe happen a little more, with these older players or just aging a little bit, but can still hoop. Mm-hmm. There's only 144 spots in the league. Right. You feel me? It's not a lot of spots. Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of spots, so we just need more spots in the league, so more players can stay and more players can also join.
Right. Well, I mean, they're working hard on expansion, bro.
Yes, it's coming soon.
The Valkyries, I think, is this their first season coming up now?
I want to say 2026.
2026?
But is it 2025?
I think it's 25.
Wow.
It might be 25.
Wow.
Those announced
so they're going 13 instead of 14? That's the only thing I was thinking, like, do you go odd number of teams?
I don't think so. It might be 26. I know they're working on Golden State.
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
And there might be another. Cleveland just won the bid. They just won the bid. They haven't had their team name yet, I'm pretty sure, but they just won the bid. I don't know when the next round is. I know Philly, they entered their name in the bid, so I can't wait for that.
Bro.
That's a good job. 5 to 6 years.
Perfect.
We're going to get our team, bro. We're going to get our team.
Perfect.
If WNBA come to Philly, y'all getting full man-to-man coverage.
For sure.
WNBA coverage, bro.
For sure.
That's
100%.
crazy.
100%. I need that.
Put it in the bet now. Do the incoming WNBA team that get announced in the coming years, do they get a chip before the Sixers?
Wow.
Because the Sixers are about to enter the cycle to where they're like
trust the process again.
far away from the championship.
They're about to trust the process. Basically, I think
50-50 probably.
I think, yeah, 50-50.
50-50.
Because still less teams in the W. You got to keep that in mind. They're going to get some of the lower name players, but everyone can hoop.
Right.
Feel me? Like, everyone can hoop. They're going to be solid. Like,
there has been some movement, though. Like, I didn't see it specifically. There was a big trade, like, with a top 3 pick.
Oh, yeah.
On the move for a guard.
There's already been a lot of moves. Like, next episode, we should probably run down on what's been happening during this offseason. We're definitely going to talk about the free agent moves, free agent signings.
Sure.
Trades.
Shout out Lexi Brown. She with the Storm now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of hers. She be on that Gills Arena pod. I'll be watching her a lot.
Yeah, I've watched that joint a lot, too. She's actually pretty funny, too. But, you know, all in all, this was another great episode.
Another good joint. We consistent.
Glad we back,
we getting in there, man.
Yeah, man. Glad we back, man.
Full pods coming soon, too. Full pods coming soon.
NBA playoffs heating up. It's about to be a real good upcoming few months.
Good spring, too. This weather's still blazing out here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm enjoying it. But don't forget to tap in all our socials, Instagram, Twitter. We're going to start getting on TikTok, too. We're going to start snapping on there, too.
Sure.
Tap in with us on all platforms. Make sure you subscribe, comment. Comment what was your favorite segment of this whole episode. Let us know. We're here to chat. Until next time, we out.
We out.